Welcome back to Curious Village HD. So yeah, let's see if we can continue searching for Claudia. Anyway.
Oh, this guy. He's like Nosferatu with a mohawk. Jesus Christ, he is Nosferatu with a mohawk.
But Mr. Layton, I saw in your script that I'm supposed to yawn here. Yeah, I saw that cat. She almost scratched your eye out.
Don't remind me.
I'm not Nick Fury. What are you talking?
Actually, I was talking
to me.
Yeah,
Professor.
Actually, I was talking to the little boy, Professor. Thanks, but no thanks. I like living. Did you see that ferocious beast? I'm not going anywhere near her. A wise man.
Could you at least tell us in which direction she ran off?
I saw that killer scurry off westward.
Jesus Christ, those teeth.
She had fangs the size of daggers.
Almost as big as your fangs,
room to talk about someone else's teeth.
Well, he is British, so...
Like I said, he's pretty much Nosferatu with a mohawk.
It appears to be a clock tower.
well, that's the thing.
Officially, Layton, you should be renamed Captain Obvious.
Remember, Dwebs, according to the crossover, this Layton is actually the UK of the Phoenix Wright universe. So this is just how it is.
Allow me. Aha! Captain Obvious to the rescue.
Exactly. I'm still looking for the blasted crank. What kind of person would do something like this anyway?
Somebody who wants us all to die, of course.
Someone with too much free time on their hands.
Okay, so he doesn't have a puzzle, so I guess we'll just move on.
Good.
The disappointment is real.
Oh, I almost forgot.
What is it, Professor?
We ought to visit the local inn and see if we can procure some rooms for the night.
True, basic video game logic. When you reach a new town, the first thing you should go is to the inn, so you can,
Sounds good to me, Professor. This way, if somebody gets murdered at the mansion, we won't be at risk of it.
I was certain I saw an inn near the entrance to the village, just south of the square we're in. And by the way, no alcohol free.
Yeah, okay.
We might...
Let's head over right now and see if we can arrange some lunch.
We might need the alcohol to actually disinfect the scratch of a poor boy.
Seriously, yeah.
No, it's okay, it's okay. No, Theo, it's okay. Fortunately, we're operating on cartoon logic, meaning he'll just show up in the next scene with mysterious bandages that came out of nowhere. So we'll be fine.
So how go things? Learning the ins and outs of St. Mystere, are you?
Yes, we are.
Yep, solving puzzles is the only way to get by here. That's what the villagers value most.
The economy must be going to crap.
So how about a puzzle right now? A little practice will keep you from embarrassing yourselves a month of others later.
Sir, we have solved incredibly tough puzzles.
Go ahead.
With a die-hard non-conformist myself, I love any puzzle where you need to find the odd one out.
Alright, alright, Stashin just revealed to us his views, but aside from that, let's do 5-card shuffle.
Hint so much.
Alright, this is actually one of the harder puzzles, actually, so it's a good thing it's optional. 3 of the 4 images shown below are the exact same picture rotated in a variety of ways. Can you find the odd one out? This is all about observation and noticing a difference in a pattern.
Pretty much.
Basically,
let's see if I can solve this.
It's basically, this one is pretty hard, I will argue. Like, it's interesting that they put this at nearly the beginning of the game, because this is actually one of the harder puzzles, I will argue, especially if you're not good at with your observation looking skills.
Observation, yes.
That's
Observational skills.
Yes.
Okay, it's like I said earlier, if there's one thing this game has that's weird from other games, it's that it has a lot more beginner traps, and by beginner traps, I mean a lot of the earlier puzzles are way tougher. It's sort of like, okay, instead of a consistent scale going up in difficulty with each number...
okay, that diamond has thrown me off. Because it's like, wait, is it supposed... Which way is it pointing at?
Let's check a hint. The key to this puzzle is in knowing where to look. The detail that distinguishes the one picture from the rest has something to do with the cards. That much is for sure. It's not the number of cards, though, because each picture has 5 cards. So
specifically, you have to look at layers. Which card is on top of which other.
Yeah, but no, Joe was right. Actually, it's because again, it has to do with the fact that these puzzles are more.
It's A.
it has to do with the fact that most of these puzzles were actually made 30 years before the game was actually made.
Actually, I know what it is, judging by what he just said about layer.
You're saying, Pedro?
Well, hold on. First, this hint. Each card is marked with one of 4 suits, and each set of cards is oriented in a different direction. Try to track the relative shift in movement for every card in the picture. But since most of the puzzles in this game were already made for the original magazines for around 30 years or so before, because these are very old puzzles actually, and they weren't made for the game. Yeah, the difficulty curve as a result suffers a bit from it. Fortunately, starting with the second game, the puzzles were all entirely made specifically for the game, and as a result, they were able to blend the gameplay and the story a lot better, and as well as create a proper difficulty curve. Go ahead.
Again, one does have to wonder, in the alternate timeline where they actually did get to go through with their original plans, most of this was literally just, an adaptation of that particular quiz magazine, and we just had a little tiny story to go with it. Would it have still have been Layton, or would it have just been?
No, it would just be it would literally just be Dr. Akira Tago's mental gymnastics job. It would just be a menu full of puzzles, and you just solve them, and that's it. The story thingy was just a little side distraction that they just would put in there for the hell of it.
All right, did you figure it out?
I said A, but probably was wrong.
No, it's the club card that's on the bottom that is instead of on top.
We'll see now, actually. Good job. This puzzle is very straightforward, but catching the subtle difference in the picture can take a while. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's the thing, Jova. That's the original idea. Just have literally the magazine in your DS. That was the original idea. Basically.
Again. It makes me wonder, though, how different would it have been? Would they have never have had any sequels to it? And Layton probably would have never have been a thing.
Probably. Well, it would just be something like Brain Age or Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training, basically.
Yeah.
That was the original idea, really, because he knows a huge fan of these kinds of things anyway, so that was the whole point to begin with.
It is really a wondrous occasion when arguably something that was a challenge granted them something that I'd say arguably netted us the better result.
It still worked in
the series.
It still worked out in the end because Akira Tago was very impressed with how passionate the developer. This is him, according to the Beta 64 video on Curious Village that he made. That Akira Tago really enjoyed his time with so he said, you know what? Why don't I just stay around and work on the game regardless? And Akira Tago is always, and for the record, Deji, at the beginning of all the first 6 games before Akira Tago passed away, sadly, Akira Tago is always given top billing in the credits, and he's always credited as Puzzle Master. Basically, he's even credited before Hino is. So, all right. And as a result, yes, Layton's mystery journey was dedicated to him as well. So, all right. So, looking for the end. Yeah, we already know this. Fortunately, since we're doing these parts relatively close to each other, we don't need a recap. So let's just skip that. All right.
Hello.
All right. Hint coin. Oh, sorry. Puzzle charm, actually.
A hint coin and a charm and a piece of paper.
Yes.
I've seen weirder things.
Again, it's point and click adventure logic.
Strawberry chocolate.
Ugh.
All right.
Toba hates chocolate. Breaking news. Whatever.
Hint coin. In the lamp.
Okay. It might be just a bit too sweet for my tastes.
Gee, I wonder who's going to play this character.
Yes, me. Oh, hello there. Well, I already played her in the original playthrough. Oh, hello there.
Can you open your mouth any wider?
Welcome to the inn at Saint Mister. We're the only inn in the village, you know.
Why is your mouth so
no
wide
competition is a
open?
selling point.
You see, visitors to our little village are quite rare. That's just the problem here. With no competition, she can do whatever she wants. So, like
Dejimon, you seek lodging for the night, and can you please close your mouth? Do you have any vacant rooms we could rent other than inside your mouth by the looks of it?
Oh my stars! What terrible timing!
What?
We're currently remodeling all of our guest rooms. Sorry.
And you didn't put that notice on the door?
That's actually a good point. That's actually a good point, actually.
It's very rude.
The only rooms left are in the attic, but if you don't mind that, I'll make sure you're very comfortable.
I'm not
don't
quite
wanna
sure I
sleep
like the
in the
sounds of
attic.
that.
I do hope you'll stay with us. It's been a while since a fine gentleman such as yourself stayed with us.
Yeah, so you're going to wait a little longer for that. Come on, Luke, we're leaving.
The rooms are, not very big, but I'll make sure they sparkle.
What kind of establishment is this?
Can you come back in a bit?
I'll go, but it won't be for a bit.
And I'll do my best to get 2 normal rooms ready for you as soon as possible. See?
That's it. I am giving you a negative star review.
And like an online
thank
review on your blog or something?
Thank you. Yes. Oh, thank you. But you didn't trouble yourself on my behalf.
Yeah, this is another characteristic of Dick Layton. He's bipolar, apparently.
This
As long as I have a
coming...
bed to sleep in, I'm satisfied as long as the room isn't a complete pigsty.
Oh, yes.
This...
About that. Oh, what terrible luck. You see, all the beds are out being refinished.
You are a shitty innkeeper.
You were
What are we
doing
going to
everything
sleep on
now.
then?
But don't worry, Mama Beatrice will take good care of you too. I'll even drop the nightly rate.
Unless the nightly rate has gone down to nothing, I'm not interested.
What are we even supposed to sleep
Alright,
on?
this is also an excuse to
Oh,
unlock the inn minigame. The inn option has been added to the trunk. The inn is a puzzle in which you arrange items in Luke's and the professor's rooms. To access
Hang
it,
on, wait a minute, we're in the attic, not another room.
touch the trunk icon, then touch the inn icon. The rooms in the attic, okay, Layton? Anyway, when you obtain a new item for Luke and the professor, you'll be asked where you want to put it. You can always rearrange your items, so don't worry too much about where you first put an item.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see more of this minigame in this playthrough.
That's a fin job. I honestly consider Curious Witch to have the weakest minigames in the series, if you ask, honestly. I don't know what you think, Theo, since you're a fan of these minigames in the series. What do you think?
I can definitely see what you mean in that regard. I mean, they're not necessarily bad, but yeah, this is essentially Happy Home design.
Yeah, like the team minigame in the second game is now that's one of the highlights. Like the team minigame is really good.
Oh yeah, I recall
Especially the
you
reactions if you make a shitty.
Yeah, no, these they're functional. They're perfectly fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with them. It's just that they're nowhere near as good as the ones in the next games. What do you think, too?
Oh, honestly, I like in pretty much all of them on a sort of an equal level. Sure, some of them might be a bit more elaborate, like say the T minigame. But honestly, I do believe, that all of them have a charm of some kind. And again, an excuse to take advantage of the capabilities of the console.
Pedro, what's the name of the inn room?
The name of the
I don't
inn?
think it doesn't.
I don't think
Doesn't have one.
I don't think it has a name. No. I
It's
don't.
the the one with the
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've got it. Greetings, this is Professor Herschel Dick Layton with my review of the Saint Musketeers Inn in, Saint Musketeers. It sucks. All the beds were gone. There were no rooms available because they didn't bother to put a notice on the door saying it was being refurbished. And we had to stay in a shitty attic with no bed, so Luke had to lie on my stomach and I had to lie on the ground. I don't know which was worse.
Thankfully, the professor's stomach was very flabby, so I did manage to find comfort in that.
3 stars.
3 stars, and to top it all off, there was no food, no drink, it was cold all night long, there was no heating because we were in an attic. 0 out of 10.
Considering what we figure out later, unfortunately that review may not mean much.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Good happiness.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Basically, yeah, based off of how well you design the rooms, Luke's or Layton's happiness meter will be affected.
There will be one brief comment on the current state of the room, but that's really it. Really, there's not really that much to that minigame, to be honest with you.
Items are obviously more akin to one specific character.
Yeah.
So
A work from a famous artist was recently discovered. The painting is a self-portrait of the painter in his later years and is entitled "My Beloved." Assuming the artist wasn't a huge narcissist and referring to himself, his beloved should appear in the painting somewhere. Can you find his beloved? I love this puzzle because
Thank goodness he didn't call it My Immortal. Oh, so you've heard of that one, sure.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so the thing with this puzzle is you can use those 4 buttons on the right side of the screen to rotate each of the 4 pieces, and you can also click and drag them and switch their places. So basically, rearrange this puzzle, this jigsaw puzzle, kind of, so you can find somehow where this artist's beloved exactly is. So let's see.
Honestly, I'm surprised that this one costs 50 pickreds because it's essentially one that you can't really fail until, you know...
Well, actually you can, Joe, but there's a submit button.
Challenge
yeah.
accepted.
Based on that.
The ones that you can't, the ones that you can't fail at are the ones that don't have a submit button and just and it will only say when you click quit or when you solve them.
Right.
Again, this is based on an actual
there you
type
go.
of. There you go. This is actually based on an actual type of optical illusion.
Yeah.
You're seeing two different figures, but depending on your perspective, you can see one in the center or two at the latter. There you go.
But yeah, I never really had too much trouble with this puzzle because it admittedly kind of feels like that, but then again, I guess maybe it's a matter of...
That's right. The silhouette in the artist's true love was hidden in the painting. The painting must have been a tribute to his love for her. How nice.
By half-official...
Yes, because you have to completely rearrange the painting to see her.
Is everyone in this universe insane?
Yes.
Reg, I fear it might be too late to ask that question by now.
Easy. Now let's go and find some more puzzles.
Well, Deji, here's the thing. Remember, according to the crossover, this takes place in the same universe as Ace Attorney, and in Ace Attorney, also everybody's also insane. This is just a world full.
Everyone in Ace Attorney are idiots. They're huge.
Well, in that case, Deji, there you go. Americans, all idiots, because according to the localization, Ace Attorney takes place in America. in Britain, they're all insane. So there you go. That's basically the world of this.
This world really sucks to live
everyone
in.
hates each other because we're both filled with problems, but we don't want to admit.
Hello.
It's not just that, though, Deji. Apparently in Britain, everyone got mutated into a cartoon...
Did you really just ask that, Luke? I wonder what
Any-
the sign's for.
Anyway, but here's the thing, Deji. Apparently in Britain, everyone is a cartoon mutant, essentially, because, again, in Ace Attorney, they all look more realistic.
Nothing was the same job after the nuclear winter.
Pretty much. It gets weirder in the crossover where it turns out there actually are some Brits who apparently survived the nuclear winter and actually look relatively normal.
That begs the
still got the form.
That begs the question, though. What do Russians look like in this world?
Maybe it's
I'm
like.
sorry to trouble you, man, but have you seen the white cat?
A white cat? Ah, yes. It ran over that way, towards the park.
Okay,
Also-
no need for a puzzle. Come on, Luke.
And what, may I ask, are you planning on doing with it once you find... Actually, we actually need Agnes's help to get Claudia to it, so this is actually...
Also,
We're going to take it back to Lady Dahlia. It's her cat, and she asked us to bring it back to her so she can eat it. I mean,
at least decrawl it.
Damn.
Take care.
No!
And you're going to try and catch that cat barehanded? Oh, good
Not a fan of-
heavens.
Not a fan of
Well,
declawing.
it is unnecessary.
I just want to ask this. That's a bit naive, don't you think? Listen here. Cats love treats. So try luring it over with some food. Is that correct, Yuri?
Yes, they actually do, surprisingly.
Okay. What do you say? Sorry.
What do you suggest? Your finger? Because if you keep pointing at it.
I've got some old fish bones. See, I've seen this American defense attorney on TV do it, and I thought I would just try it myself. I got some old fish bones around here that I'm sure the little thing will love. I'd be happy to give them to you if you could solve this puzzle for me. But
we could just buy them ourselves.
Oh,
We have
Professor.
money.
do you
Professor, is he talking about that defense attorney we've heard of
Defense
overseas?
partition.
do you-
This is another
Yes.
classic
Hope I never
one.
see him again.
7 prize-winning pigs are lazing about in a pen. To make sure that the pigs don't fight with each other, you've decided to section off the pen with free ropes.
to do with.
Can you itch the ropes up to some of the posts? This is a puzzle that she hasn't been able to solve, so she's asking Layton for help. Can you itch to some of the posters and separate all the pigs from each other? Remember, not even a snout or curly tail can sneak over each partition. So that's exactly it. You need to divide
This is pretty easy.
You need to divide the field so that each of the 7 pigs is completely isolated from all the other pigs. What this basically amounts to is, look at this. See?
Oh, so I move. Okay.
There you go. You just create, but that doesn't work because it goes over
However,
the head of the
you-
pig. So let's
And
try
if you
another
go
one.
over the head of the pig, that means you'll pretty much behead it.
This actually works because it actually doesn't keep the pig out. There you go. So basically,
It's just a game of common sense.
Yeah, basically. Not just that, like basic geometry work, like in terms of dividing in terms of dividing the areas.
Ah, yes, a game of common sense, and then you have Ace Attorney Investigations, where the superpower is basic logic. Not even
Yes,
kidding,
only
actually.
in. Well, Jova, that's the thing. Like in Ace Attorney, everything is a superpower. So
Yeah.
like
Nah. If Miles Edgeworth was doing Turnabout Serenade, he'd be like, it's the kid. He did it.
Like for example,
Miles, just look at the gun.
Like for example, police interrogators are trained to detect when someone is lying by when they twitch, by their eye movements, basic body reactions. And yet,
Apollo's
and Apollo just his ability to do that is seen in the series as a superpower.
Hey, let's not also forget, court therapy is normally a normal
There you go.
thing, but when Athena does it, it's a superpower.
And apparently the combination of the ropes apparently is the mark of a great horned rat.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
Warhammer joke.
Good job. Even the pigs are bound to be happy with this arrangement. Also, that thing looks like a pentagram.
I doubt that the one in there.
I must say, I'm very impressed. So, Shira, what do you think of Agnes's plan to give Claudia some fish bones?
Carry on, I guess.
I can tell you this, I spent a lot of time in my mother's hometown, which was basically nearby the sea. We actually gave basically what we didn't eat about the fishes for local cats when they're there, and it surprisingly worked. They were actually very okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Some cats can just be very picky.
Shira, that's you.
Oh.
Hey, Adrea, so... Adrea. Not Andrea, Adrea. Okay.
That's also another thing. Saint Mystère is a clearly French name for this place. Hold on.
That guy gets so worked up and he turns red like a tomato. He looks silly.
Schadenfreude.
Sorry, I'm translating for the Americans.
Well, Shira, this is a game set in Britain.
Exactly.
And this is the British version of that game.
They need the translation.
If I remember correctly, Jova, the original Japanese name of this village was just a typical mystery village type of name, but the localization thought, that's too plain. Let's give it something a bit fancier.
Oh my god.
All right, Debs, that's you.
Oh, I just had it this time. I think I'm gonna explode.
It looks like the angry emojis.
Yep, Debs definitely played this guy last time.
I'm filled with rage.
Holy crap.
Your blood pressure is too high, man.
But Paulie sure really anger management after
just out of curiosity.
Why am I angry, you ask? Why am I angry?
Yes, Deji?
Deji.
Does magic exist in this universe?
Yes.
Let me in here, will you? There are 3 idiots in the village, and we just can't stand each other.
Remember, Deji, same universe as his attorney.
You're one of those idiots, are you?
It's so bad that none of us want to see each other's ugly faces. But St. Mystère isn't a big place, right?
The thing,
what were you asking?
He's asking if there was magic in this world. I already answered.
And just like that, bam! Time for a screaming match. Me, Phoenix Wright, and his girlfriend, whoever her name is.
Well, actually, Phoenix's girlfriend is still in jail at this point in the chronology. When does Jova, do we know?
Maybe we should find a way to stop bumping into each other.
Okay. At this point in the timeline, I do believe that Layton 3 and Ace Attorney. Well, okay, the latter half of Ace Attorney 3 sort of run alongside each other, if I do recall correctly.
Yeah.
So basically somehow escaped.
Okay. Here's the idea. The crossover takes place after the first half of Ace Attorney 3. Then, after the crossover, Layton 3 occurs, and then the second half of Ace Attorney 3 occurs, essentially.
Yeah. Basically, Deji, like you said, like you yourself said, you've been spoiled on the whole plot twist about everybody being robots by Ted.
Thanks for ruining it for the audience. Gotta bleep that out.
Well, Well, fine. If you want to bleep it, I'll bleep it.
Yes, I've been spoiled on the plot twist.
Not to mention that you said it a couple parts ago before I just did right now. Anyway,
No, I
so
didn't say what it was. I just said what the
also
twist.
to keep it on the franchise without spoiling actually this game, there's a giant fucking manatee in Lost Spectre.
yeah.
Yes.
Which the game consistently refers to as a dinosaur, even though it's a fucking manatee.
Well, apparently it is a dinosaur, and some manatees were kind of dinosaurs. This is one-
Manatee is a fucking mammalian, Jova. Basically almost one.
But to you. According to the game, it's one of those special types of
Well-
dinosaurs.
Here's the thing. No, basically, Deji, the Layton universe is full of supernatural and sci-fi stuff. Like in the Layton movie, there's literally a machine that can take a person's consciousness and put on another person's brain. So
Let
me ask you something, Deji. Have you ever seen 80s anime? Like any kind of 80s anime?
Does Sailor Moon count?
That's 90s.
Oh.
Basically, a lot of 80s animes had a lot of wacky supernatural worlds with a lot of random wacky shit was going on. And
Wait, Dragon Ball. Yeah, that counts.
And the Layton series is in a lot of ways a throwback to animes from the 80s. Back when there were a lot of anthropomorphic characters, a lot of weird concepts mashed together. It was a very interesting period in the anime industry.
So basically, it's like the first season of Pokemon before everything became more standardized.
Let me put away.
If that helps you, sure.
I
What about
really
it?
made it. You're a lot brighter than you look.
The Layton
Also, can you
universe.
stop looking at Snowman?
The Layton universe is a universe where a lot of supernatural stuff occurs, despite the characters insisting the contrary.
Take a tip from me. If you know what's good for you, you'll stay away from that freak.
Basically, Dad, like Tio mentioned, not only is there a dinosaur in Last Spectre, but there's literal magic water that can pretty much cure any disease, and yet the characters will constantly insist that, oh no, there's nothing supernatural about our world whatsoever. Magic doesn't exist.
It's also well, okay. To be fair, Joe, but they never flat out say with those exact words that magic doesn't exist. They're just skeptical about it.
Crossover.
Okay, the crossover, but I'm talking about the main series games.
Also, Joe, maybe I get it. Maybe we're using the same logic when it comes to, the manatee. We're using the same logic that Fossil Fighter uses. This includes the fucking mammoths as dinosaurs.
Well, okay. Tio. In Fossil Fighters, they call anything resurrected a
Oh, there it is.
Okay, Tio, here's...
Go on.
In Fossil Fighters, they refer to anything that's resurrected as a Vivosaur, not specifically a dinosaur. A Vivosaur is anything that's resurrected from the bones here. Hence why that can apply to other things like mammoths.
That's
here and
still
there.
a problem, Jova, because the origin, the term, the original pronunciation of the term.
All right, let me read this puzzle.
Sorry.
A glass jar holds a single germ. After 1 minute, the germ splits into 2 germs. 1 minute after that, the 2 germs each split again, forming a total of 4 germs. Continuing at this rate, a single germ can multiply to fill the whole jar in exactly 1 hour. Knowing this, how long in minutes would it take to fill the jar if you had started with 2 germs?
That's right, audience. Looking at a bunch of bacteria reminds the professor of a puzzle.
Well, actually, it was a bottle that reminded him of it, but yeah, sure.
Oh, no, wait, hold on.
What are you drinking,
Hold
sir?
on. There's literally one puzzle where he says that looking at some bacteria reminds him of a puzzle.
Also, Shiri, most
not the
alcoholic stuff comes from the fermentation of stuff.
I
So
think
technically,
it's-
yes, it's filled with
I think it's
And
with
this is why I don't drink.
I think that's
boring.
I think that's with ants, Jova, in another game that he does that. I don't. Oh.
No. I'm pretty sure it's in this game because I recall it even being a joke we made in our original playthrough of it.
I'll have to go
yeah.
back and look. In this specific puzzle, it's the bottle that was on the floor that reminded him of it. That I can tell you. Anyway,
But-
this is actually again one of those puzzles where the answer is staring you already right in the face. 59 minutes. Since you started with 2 germs, obviously it's gonna fill 1 minute earlier than normally. There you go. It's that simple. It takes 1 minute for a single germ to split into 2. Therefore, starting with 2 germs instead of 1 only saves you 1 minute. There you go.
Lovely.
I love how the top germ has a mustache.
That's like the
He's-
patriarch.
That's Papa Germ. It's the Papa Germ. The original.
Hey. That's also another thing that I was mentioning. Saint Mystere is pretty much a French name to put, but most characters have pretty much Italian or Spanish type of names, so I wonder.
Yes.
Spot on. Excellent job.
Good job, Luke.
Yes. This jar's quite nice, actually. Why don't we take it with us?
There you go, it's the
Because
jar.
who knows what someone
Clean it
put on the
first.
thing. But my boy is covered in grime.
And doesn't that grime remind you of a puzzle?
What's this? Something's hidden inside the jar.
Okay, Luke. If you want the jar, just empty it and put an anime grime inside.
Hold on, hold on.
Luke, reach your hand in and see what's inside.
Even though I was literally just telling you that it's for covered in grime.
Okay.
Alright, you little leave.
Yeah, Pedro, I
Let's get
don't
down
think
to
Dick Layton's
business.
that far off the real fake. Getting Luke
So
to do
it
all this shit for him.
seems.
Well, he is his assistant. That's kind
What
of.
a dumb
Go ahead.
Professor. There she is.
Luke is not very happy about it.
Well, she did scratch his face too. Come on.
Yeah.
Quickly
He
then,
could have
use
become
the fish
Mysterio
bones.
again. Like,
Here, Claudia. Come here, girl.
or don't.
That's our fine
Sure.
busy.
That's supposed to be a happy meow, I think.
We've done it, Professor. Here she comes.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Ashira, you mentioned something about not liking declawing.
Yeah, you don't need to do it. They'll do it.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Really?
Ah.
Usually,
Also,
I
now you play nice. Fucking ruffian.
You see, Shiroi, I'm starting to think Sisu was onto something when she said that cats have no souls.
Listen,
Basically, that's one of my favorite jokes in Ryan the Last Dragon is, hey Sisu, what do cats and Bruin have in common?
I just said that.
Basically, the Bruin are the heartless of that movie, and so what do cats and Bruin have in common? They have no souls.
bitch.
But
The house of puzzles.
anyway, Sheree. I was led to believe that apparently you need
Oh,
to
wait.
house train. What?
What?
Is this
Granny Riddleton, yes.
Oh no, I was expecting someone else.
No, you're thinking 2 games ahead, Shiroi.
Yeah, Puzzlet is sadly not here yet.
Yeah. Anyway, but Sheree, I was led to believe that apparently you need to house train a cat and get it declawed, lest it claw stuff
No,
up.
don't declaw it.
Anyway, we were called, basically, after everything just happened, we were called to the manor, basically.
Alright.
Something doesn't
Buy him
seem
a scratch
quite right,
book.
Professor.
Professor! Oh, it's simply awful! Come quickly, please!
Yeah, I know your attempts to fly are terrible. What's that, Arthur? If you're worried about the cat, we brought her back safe and sound.
Oh well, my lady will be very happy to hear that. But this is no time to worry about a cat. Just hurry upstairs. Right this way, please.
Can anything go right in this town?
So you're the famous Professor Layton, then?
Oh hey, it's Gumshoe's British cousin.
The name's Chalmey. Inspector Chalmey. Also, I'm an inspector, not a detective. There's a difference.
Yeah, seriously though, this guy's design screams Gumshoe.
He's clearly based on the... God, remind me, what's the inspector rival of Sherlock Holmes?
Actually, no. He's actually more based, because I know, perhaps having seen the series probably, he's based more on Inspector Japp from the Hercule Poirot series.
Oh,
That's
Claudia,
it.
my
Sorry.
baby. Mommy missed you so much. Oh, now everything is solved and proper. Come here, pussykins.
What's this cat doing here?
I'm sorry,
Why on
Pedro,
earth...
is that you?
Why would you bring an animal into a crime scene? Have some sense.
Because it's someone's home. We were out when this crime took place and don't know what's going on.
Yes, Deji?
I was wondering if that you were making those cat noises.
Yes.
Okay. At least she's practiced.
Alright, there's been a murder, Professor. And unfortunately, unfortunately, Phoenix Wright is not around, so you need to investigate it. A man was killed here.
What? Who was murdered?
Yeah, I can't handle this
Well,
one,
that's
Professor, so you... Yeah, I can't handle this one, Professor, so you handle it for me across the pond.
The victim was a resident of this address, one Simon Reinhold.
This just in, the story is exactly...
AKA the guy with the glasses
right.
from earlier.
Simon was.
Oh my god, that guy with the glasses is dead!
Approximately 2 hours ago, I received a report that a man had collapsed at Reinhold Manor. Upon arrival at the scene, it was apparent to me that Simon was already dead. That's
So
just...
Simon could not say anything.
I see. And the cause of death?
Well, I haven't actually gotten to that part yet. I'm currently conducting an investigation to look into it. I literally just got here, give me a break. I'll just let you know right now, Mr. Layton. I'm looking at you as a potential suspect as well. Well,
I was out of the building, you idiots.
the rest of the details concerning this investigation are classified.
Well, at
Maybe-
least the Shelby is very polite of not suspecting about Luke.
Speaking of the details, why do you think I'm a suspect? I mean, please the cause of the
Well,
To be fair, Professor, we have not yet determined when the victim was killed, so for all we know, you could have done it beforehand.
Yeah.
Not just that, Layton. You're here to find the golden apple, aka the riches of the Baron. So yeah, that does also put you in a potential suspect list. Yeah.
Unless it was my twin brother, his shell, committing the crime.
And let me make this clear. Under no circumstances is anyone to leave until I've talked to everyone.
Goody.
Alright,
Ugh.
so let's ask about the murder.
In the
In
next
the
part.
next part.
Yes. So, see you then.
See ya.
You next time.
Yeah.